Fighting breeds. Let's discuss the first group of dogs that one should carefully consider before obtaining them. The fighting breeds. What can you expect if you become the owner of a bully Type A dog? Firstly, Staffordshire Bull Terrier, Pit Bull Terrier and Bull Terrier may have limited transportation options, and in many countries, their importation is prohibited. Additionally, more preparation and financial expenses will be required if you plan on relocating completely. In many countries, there are higher taxes and more requirements for owning dogs from this group, such as equipment, maintenance, training, and so forth. Numerous myths surround fighting breeds, and as an owner, you will encounter a plethora of questions. Is it true that they feed on infants or have participated in dogfights? And why do they gaze at you with such aggression? In general, you will receive plenty of unsolicited advice and scrutiny, and not everyone is prepared for that. Socializing these dogs can be challenging, as many people are afraid to even interact or be in the same vicinity as them. Proper socialization is crucial for their overall well-being. Moreover, these dogs are large and robust, and it is essential to consider this when budgeting and assessing your physical capabilities. They do not always boast good health, as joint dysplasia is often prevalent, and the treatment for it is quite expensive. I would like to add that, when I use the term fighting breeds, I am referring to representatives of the bully type, although many also include the Cane Corso and Mastiffs in this arbitrary list. Keep this in mind, as there is no official group or classification called Brachycephalic breeds in the International Breed Standard, just as there are no definitively aggressive breed lists. Brachycephalic dogs. Brachycephalic dogs are those with a flattened or shortened snout. This group includes various breeds of canines, but they all share one common characteristic: a facial section of the skull that is shorter than the brain section. The length of a dog's snout determines its health. The more pronounced the facial section, meaning the longer the snout, the better it is for the dog's overall well-being. For example, breeds like Staffordshire Terriers, Cane Corsos, or Mastiffs also fall under the category of brachycephalic because their snouts are not overly flat but still shorten. On the other hand, breeds such as Pugs, Shih Tzus, French Bulldogs, and Griffons are true brachycephalics, with practically no length in their upper jaws and a completely flat snout. However, even brachycephalic dogs are not without risks. To be fair, it should be mentioned that the more flattened a dog's snout is, the greater the likelihood of problems that may manifest immediately or at a certain age. Brachycephalics often experience difficulties with breathing and quality sleep, necessitating expensive rhinoplasty surgery. This procedure can widen the nasal passages and nostrils. Additionally, plastic surgery or resection of the soft palate is often required to remove excess tissue. Therefore, it is important to consider these medical expenses when purchasing a puppy from this group. Many dogs in this group snore at night like seasoned old sailors. If you plan to travel with your brachycephalic dog, keep in mind that there are airlines that do not allow dogs with shortened or flat snouts on board due to potential health problems during the flight. Another issue related to breathing is often a weak heart. If your brachycephalic dog actively snores or exhibits other symptoms, consult a veterinarian. Micro Mini. The next group of dogs are the Micro Minis. Unfortunately, this trend appeared quite a long time ago when various modifications of larger dogs started to emerge: Babyface, Micro, Super Mini, and the like. It seems that soon there will even be a Vora Yorkshire Terrier molecule, or a full multiple. Is not a joke. I have already seen whole websites dedicated to Korean micro puppies. They really are as tiny as toys. But honestly, folks, it's not cute or adorable. These are living creatures that were created for profit and entertainment. They have weak health and a delicate nervous system. They are always carried in the arms of their owner and never touch the ground. They are often just accessories or fashion statements. Supporting such production is not worthwhile. I always advise choosing a standard category of dogs or miniatures, but not micro or super miniatures. Remember, a healthy dog should have at least a cup, about 300 ml, of blood. If you want a Yorkshire Terrier, a Maltipoo, or another small breed, I applaud you. These are great dogs that need walks, playtime and training. However, I recommend choosing the standard, or at the very least, mini category, but not micro or molecules. They cannot be used for protection. For security purposes, it is important to understand that if you choose to acquire a dog for security purposes, it is akin to wielding a single-use weapon. Dogs are beings of flesh and blood and are incapable of withstanding a human armed with a genuine weapon. Furthermore, not all dogs are prepared to engage in conflict with a human, and as a result, the dog may suffer harm or even perish. Meanwhile, the wrongdoer would require only a small amount of time. If you are training and raising a dog for security, it may pose a danger to society. Dogs have difficulty toggling their defensive instincts on and off, making it challenging for them to accurately assess whether someone approaching you in the darkness is a thief or simply a child retrieving a ball from your yard. You would not be able to walk freely in a park or city without a leash and muzzle, because constant control would be necessary. In conclusion, one must contemplate: is a dog a weapon or a companion and family member? What can I do to avoid difficult situations that call for security? For instance, I can choose the time and place for walks, taking into consideration the surrounding environment and circumstances. If it is genuinely unsafe, I can utilize specialized means of protection, such as alarm sprays or other methods, rather than employing a live dog. After all, we live in the 21st century, and I do not support the notion of training a dog for actual security, keeping it confined to a yard or kennel, and so forth. I have nothing against sports that incorporate defensive elements, as they are truly sports that should remain within the confines of the athletic arena. However, they should not be employed in households with children. A child cannot assume full responsibility, as their brains have not yet matured enough to fully comprehend the many consequences or exercise complete control over their actions. It would be incorrect to assume that dog breeds such as Labradors, German Shepherds, Retrievers, and others serve as nannies. Always supervise interactions between children and dogs, as well as other animals,